Right, you lovely lot, we're in the LMP3 this week again, and we're at Silverstone International, which is basically a shortcut version. It's a very, very small circuit. It's like one half of the circuit, if that makes any sense. So it should be interesting. People will probably go the wrong way, so mark my words. Should be interesting in the open class as well, but let's crack on with it. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and this is my local circuit. So I do adore this place, slightly biased, but always look at the rules tab. It will tell you where the off tracks and or slowdowns are. Very, very useful, because to maximize lap or minimize lap time, we need to maximize our track limits. So this will tell you where the naughty bits are that we can't go. Info tab for you, we're using the fixed setup. It's not too bad around here, a little bit understeer at times and a little bit oversteer in turn 5, I think it is. Yeah, it's turn 5 Chapel. Yeah, a little bit oversteery there. So the open setup should correct that a little bit if you've got a decent setup. Track time of 84 fan height and a moderate usage of 44% is what I always use for these guides. Now, the lap I'm actually going to show you is lap 26, which is a 1 minute 0.118. Now, the reason I'm showing you that is it does take a few laps to get the tires warm, particularly the fronts going around turn 1 and the rears, as I said, coming out of turn 5. So the two quali laps I sort of did on the out lap, I'd say were a 1 minute sort of 5 and a 1 minute 1. As soon as I got the tyres warmed up, about 5 or 6 laps later, I was straight into the 59.6s again. My fastest is a 59.3, but that's with low fuel, so I'm not exactly counting that. But it's a very fast circuit, and it's going to be awkward. Qualifying is going to be key because there's not a lot of overtaking places, in my opinion. Some of them are quite awkward, like this one coming down here. You can't exactly go too wide through there because it is very awkward. Turn 1, you can go too wide. That's absolutely fine, but you risk pushing someone off if they're on the outside of turn 1. So there's not many places to overtake. The GT4's overtaking will be interesting because there's not many places where we're doing a lot higher speed than they are, and there's not a big heavy braking zone where we can use the better brakes in the aero to get past them under braking. So multi-class is going to be interesting as well. I'm kind of terrified and kind of looking forward to this week, if I'm brutally honest with you. But yeah, those are the lap times. I think low 1 minutes and into the 59s. I think I'll be happy with that. I think the open setup might be touching the 58s, if I'm brutally honest. It's a small circuit, so there's not going to be much deviation, I hope. Otherwise, aliens will be cheating. But yeah, needless to say, I think they'll be in the 58s. What else do I mention? OLAP, BLAT, telemetry, replay file, and all of that mumbo jumbo will all be on my Discord. A link will be downstairs in the Discord as well. So you can go and join them and have a look. Also use the Garage 61, which is an online telemetry tool. Very, very useful for comparing telemetry. So that'll be all of my data will be on there. So you can go there and have a look and see exactly how I've done my lap time and see where you can need to work things out or not work things out and go from there. Otherwise, enough of me waffling. Let's crack on with the guide. Right then, Silverstone National, International even. This is my local circuit. I'm going to mention that a lot in this video, but hey ho, we're coming down the start finish straight and we're hunting for turn 1. Now in the open setup, I expect this to be flat out, but in this, I recommend a slight lift. So turn in about halfway down this little service road, but before the 50 marker, turn in a little bit of lift, drag a brake, make sure you get the apex, don't cut it, there is an off track around there, but make sure you don't use all of the track on the left hand side because we need to open up turn 2 because this is a flat out corner and we need to stay as far left as we can to get a nice straight heavy braking zone in turn 3. So just before the 100 meter board, use the curb on the left hand side, down the gears very easily. Second gear, do not clip this red sausage curb here. I do clip it a little bit, but you're okay because you want a good exit here, because you want good acceleration here. You want to be mid-circuit to then take this kink flat out. This kink is not flat out if you do take that first corner tight. Over the crest now, straight braking zone here on the left hand side as the gravel trap there on the left. Second gear, be careful the rear and stopping out. Cut this corner just a little bit and feeding the power very, very slow. You can use all of this circuit over here. Do not touch the grass down the left hand side, but feeding that power, the rear end on the fixed setup does not like that corner, so be careful about that and be careful for spinners around there. Long straight down the hanger straight now. It is going to be gorgeous down here. A little bit of slipstream, maybe. GT4s could be fun as well, dive bombing into this corner. Just before the curbing on the left-hand side, brake, dab of brakes on the way through. Fourth gear, turn it in, then third gear. Get to the apex when you see the little orange curbs there, or red curbs just on the inside. Full power immediately, and you can use a bit of this extra curb. Be careful if you go too far wide, off track and slow down, so be warned about that one. Bring the car back over to the right-hand side now for a nice straight braking zone. Another heavy braking zone this. Way before the 100-meter board, probably 2 car lengths before. Brake again, heavy straight line. Get it all the way down into second gear. You might want to use first as well to get it rotated. Again, compromise this corner. Try and stay mid-track if you can to maximize this one. Get as close as you can to that red sausage curb, but you want to go on full throttle as early as you can for this one. Be careful of the exit as well for this red sausage curb on the left, and then get a nice smooth, nice arc through this last corner. It doesn't matter about hitting the apex on that one too much, but you can use a little bit curb here as well. The line does come up very, very quickly, as you can see there, but that's us across the line in a 1 minute, 0.118. So not my fastest, but I did get into the 59s, and I was quite comfortable in the high 59s and did a low 59 as well. I think the open setup will be hitting the 58s, to be honest, mainly because of the turn 1. If you can take turn 1 flat out in the open, it will be quicker, but again, you don't want to use all that circuit. It's a game of compromise. You compromise turn 1 to compromise turn 2 to make sure you get turn 3 right, and turn 3 being a slower corner, you can lose more time in a slower corner than you can in a fast corner. So that's my logic there. So bear that in mind if you are following people, that some people might live through there, some people might go flat out and just, you know, have an awkward time through there. It's going to be interesting. This is a very small, tight circuit. In fix, it's going to be fun, and then you add GT4s into it, it's going to be even more fun. So make sure you see the checkered flag as always. Make sure you don't spin, because I've been doing that in literally every single race this season so far. Otherwise, if this did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe to that lovely YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.